Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a militia fighting tactics video. And this is going to be part of a video series that I did some 3 years ago. There's something like 38 videos in the series that I'm going to link a playlist below in the comments. Check it out. There's a lot of different things that I cover there about, militia tactics, including, different ambushes, movement, different formations, all sorts of interesting stuff. So again, most of these videos are about 3 years old, and I'm going to be adding this into that playlist. So the scenario is right. It's basically the focus is it's the 1980s. The Soviets have invaded the United States, and we have a militia group that's trying to oppose them. The thing that kind of made me remember this, right, is the recent Hamas attack into Israel. The way they the way they parachuted in and came across with these gliders, and these small flying vehicles. I mean, it kind of reminded me of that. Okay, so that's what made me think about this video series that I did. Referencing to this Red Dawn scenario. So again, as you can see, right, this is a 1980s movie, right, about a Soviet invasion of the United States, but there's different possible applications. We look at the Hamas attack into Israel, and we can see some similarities. So you can take this information and apply it any way you want. Kind of make use of the information any way you think you might need to in the future. Just kind of store it in the back of your head. In case Hamas ever attacks you in your house. Okay, so some goals here, right? So here's a scenario. The Soviets have already invaded and are occupying at least parts of the United States, and now they're doing house-to-house searches and seizures, right? They're looking for guns, okay? So we need some way to stop them or slow them down, right? So we're not going to stop them, but we at least need to slow them down, because if they're able to quickly move from house to house to house to house, eventually they're going to search all the houses, right? And even if they clear out, let's say, three-quarters of the houses, and there's still people finding them, then they're going to focus on the other quarter that they haven't searched on. So through process of elimination, they're eventually going to get around to areas that they haven't searched. So it's to the benefit of the militia people to slow down these searches and seizures. Okay, so that's the primary goal here, to slow down this house to house searching. Okay. The other thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to get them to commit more and more resources to each search that they're doing. Okay, so we don't want them just sending, I don't know, a unit of 4 people to search every house. We want them sending 100 people to every house that they're searching, right? Or 200 people. Bring their entire army in order to search one house, because again, that ties up their resources. And if their army is busy searching, if their entire army is busy just searching one house, well, they're vulnerable somewhere else, right? They're not defended somewhere else. Okay, so we want to, so that opens up other opportunities. So we want to get them to commit resources. Okay, the other thing that we can try and get out of this as a side benefit is try to target collaborators, right? People that we know are collaborating with the Soviet invaders. If we can, we can kind of knock them out or put more heat on them, or cause more mistrust. If we can arrange this, if we can somehow work that into this plan, that would be that much better. Okay. And finally, the main target of this, right, is actually not, in addition to all this, one of the ways that we're going to achieve this is not just by targeting the people that are, the Soviets that are doing the actual search and seizure, but specifically we're going to target the backup. Okay, so let's consider a situation here. So here's a house, right, and you've got, let's say, a bunch of Soviets that surround this house. Let's say there's 20 of them, right? So you got 20 of them. I'll make a little X's here, right? So they come in over here, right? They surround it on all sides. Okay. So you got 20 Soviets that surround this house over here, and they're about to go in. All right. Now, how do we know they're gonna? They're at this house. Because basically we got spies, we got informants. We're following them. Okay. So now, which house do we want to set up this ambush at? Okay. Well, this is where we want to target. Select the house where we think that there's some collaboration going on between them and the Soviets. Okay. Now why would the Soviets think that? Well, there's ways that we can bait them, right? So maybe we can. We can drop some weapons off in front of their house, and then call it in or something to get the Soviets to go to this house where we have known collaborators, right? So we want to be selective. We don't want to ambush the Soviets while they are searching our houses, or one of our friends' houses, right? We want to do this ambush when they're searching people that we generally don't like, okay? Because it's going to be a messy situation. Okay, so while they're lining up outside, right? We surround. We're already in place, right? So someplace out here, right? This could be trees, all right? This could be trees, or this could be woods, or whatever. But we're out here. So from out here, we're gonna put some fire. We're gonna ambush them, right? And I mean, we're not gonna completely, wipe them out. But we're gonna cause them a lot of grief. Okay, so much grief that they're gonna call in. They're gonna radio in for backup. Okay, and that's the primary target, right? The backup that these guys here call in, right? So we're in our positions over here, right? We're over here. Once we put some fire on their positions, we're not gonna stay there, and keep firing on them, right? Because we know backups on the way in, right? And plus they probably have bigger weapons than we do, right? So if we stay in a long drawn out gunfight, we're gonna start taking lots of casualties, right? And the thing is, we don't have the benefit of as a militia group, we don't have the benefit of of being able to go to a hospital and get fixed. So we can't afford to get injured, right? So what I've covered in other videos is what we're going to do is we're going to basically empty out one 30-round magazine, okay? Now, again, we're fighting Soviets. Presumably, we're using AK-47s because at some point, we picked it up off of the Soviets. So we're going to engage to the extent that we're going to finish out that one 30-round magazine, and then we're going to get out of there, right? We're going to retreat. We're going to get out. We've already got an exit plan to get out of there, right? So we're out of there, okay? So the Soviets that are in here, right? They don't know that our plan was to basically just do a hit and run. So what they're going to do, right, is they're going to call in for backup, okay? Now, while we're running away, right, we've already, we kind of have an idea of what the likely roads are that this backup would be arriving in, okay? And that's where we want to set up our main ambush, right? This is the main ambush, right? So these guys over here, they were just baiting. This initial attack was just to bait the Soviets into radioing in for backup. So now all the trucks start coming down the roads, right? And hopefully we kind of guessed the correct road that they're going to be coming down, right? And that's where we're going to set up our L ambush, right? So if it's a straight road, we set up an L ambush here. Maybe we drop either a tree in front of it, or we park a truck in front of it, or something to get them to stop, okay? So the way the L ambush works, and I've covered this in other videos, you're attacking from two directions, okay? So the L basically, this is the L over here, or the road over here. So the L looks like that, okay? So because you don't want to be shooting into your own people, okay? So you got one line of fire that's going this way, and then you got one line of fire that's going that way. So your people are never shooting into each other, okay? So that's on a straight road. If you've got a curved road like this, that's, you can actually take this a lot further, because we can set up you can set up your L ambush here, right? So as you can see on the curved road, I've got my two guys over here, my guys on the side. So that's your L, right? So again, these guys are firing straight, and these guys are firing straight. So you got that crossfire. So your own guys aren't firing into each other, right? But then on a curved road, you can also have like an inverted V, because you can also have, because you can also have a bunch of guys over here firing in this direction, okay? So this is like a perfect scenario here. We have a road that curves like this, because now you can hit them from 3 different directions without your guys firing into each other. And I've discussed this in some of the earlier videos that I did a few years ago. You have to assume that your militia people are basically not the best trained people in the world. A lot of them are going to be newbies, okay? So you have to set up your plan in such a way that it's baked into the cake that these are not like special ops people, right? These are not like tier 1 fighters. These are like hit and run people, okay? So you have to set up your ambushes in such a way that your people are not shooting into each other, running into each other, getting lost in the woods, okay? So again, with these ambushes, same deal. It's empty out your 30-round magazine and then get out of there, right? So you're going to have some type of an exit plan, okay? So what we've done here, right, is that the Soviets are not going to be completely surprised that, hey, okay, they got attacked, while they were doing this search and seizure. What will surprise them is that their backup was attacked, and that this was a major plan, right? That where the primary focus was the backup that was on its way in, because now what that's going to do is the next time they're doing this, they're gonna have to commit like probably 3 times as many people to the search and seizure, and probably 4 or 5 times as many people into the into the possible backup people that are going to come in. And again, they gotta plan that out even more. So it's eating up a lot of their resources, which is going to slow down the searches and seizures, right? So they're going to be going through less houses, much less houses in that period of time. So and there's probably a lot more setup, right? So they're probably going to have to surround the house that they want to search, probably sit there for whatever, an hour or two, to allow their backup to get into place, right? Make sure that the roads are cleared out leading up to it, so it becomes a much bigger project than what they would prefer it to be. Okay, so again, I'm gonna make this part of the playlist that I did a couple of years ago. So go down to the comments, click on that playlist. You'll see the entire video series. You'll see more details on this L ambush, which I think is an awesome tactic for militia people to be very well versed in. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop some comments below, and I'll talk to you all soon.